Hey team, welcome back to another adventure. It's been a little while since my last one, but I've been away for the winter and this is my first one back for the summer season. I've been for a couple dives since I've been back, but didn't take a whole lot of footage. I did get this one really interesting clip shooting a kingfish out in some pretty green water where it's normally pretty nice, and I thought it was quite interesting how I got it. So there was this thermocline, this change in water temperature down around 10-12 meters, and at that point there was also a really deep drop in visibility, so it got really green and really cold down around that 12 meters, and I was using that change, that edge, as a little bit of a point of interest, I guess. There's a whole lot of bait fish cruising around there, and that's where this kingfish happened to come out and check me out. So got a shaft into him, and yeah, was pretty good for my first dive back for the summer. Today I'm about to head out and pick up a couple of mates, and we're going to cruise out for a shore dive out on the east coast, up here in Northland. So yeah, we're looking forward to it, and I'll take you with me. Alright team, we got the crew, we made it to the beach, looking pretty good, nice and flat and sheltered, and we're going to head down to the beach, and I'm going to see if I can quickly get the drone up before we jump in the water. Alright guys, we finally made it. Hopefully you enjoyed that drone footage. It's pretty windy, so I didn't get a whole lot. Couldn't get it up really high or anything. I'm going to get suited up. Next thing you're going to see is us in the water, and we'll see what we can get. Get a bit of a feed, hopefully some crays, maybe some power, a couple of fish. Be real good. So I'll bring you with me, and I'll see you soon. We jumped in the water and had some reasonable viz, and ended up running into quite a bit of wildlife. The moray out in the open was pretty cool, and something you don't see so often. As the dive progressed, we found quite a lot of power and measured a fair few of them, but didn't end up finding any that were big enough, which is quite common up here in Northland. I believe that's due to water temperature and a bit more population pressure from divers. We did a bit more diving and set a few kinnerburleys for snapper, but didn't turn up much until I ran into this crayfish and finally got a bit of seafood on the board. We cruised around for a bit longer without turning up much, then started heading back in. On the way back I had an interesting game of hide and seek with this cray, which I think turned out to be a different one to the cray I was originally going for here, because it was much smaller than I initially thought and turned out to be undersized, so I let it go. Just before I got back I found this sandy patch here and threw a little bit of sand to see if anything would come and check me out, and ended up taking this goatfish to put in a sandwich for lunch the next day. Alright team, we're back on land. Got a little haul of seafood. We've got a crayfish, goatfish and a nice wee butterfish there. So we're gonna go home, get all our gear packed up, and I'll see you when we get there. Hey team, I'm back home now. I've had a bit of a break for a bit and gonna get some food on the go now. So I parboiled that crayfish for a couple of minutes just to help get the meat out of the shell. And I've got some dough going as well. And I'm gonna have a go at making some crayfish dumplings. Never tried it before, but I'm gonna see how it goes, and I'll show you a little bit of that too. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get the crayfish meat out of the shell. I parboiled that for a couple of minutes, and I'm gonna get a small sharp knife like so, get in there around the tail, and once you've gone all the way around, should come out pretty nicely. Pop that over there for now. Now some people just attack this with a knife, but if you got some decent scissors, you can cut straight down the middle there and get your meat out like that. Once you've got that out, you want to just chop it up into a few smaller pieces. And once I've got all the legs sectioned up like that, grab a beer, drink it, and then use it as a rolling pin to get that meat out of the leg. Once you've done that with that, give your board and your rolling pin a bit of a wash. You're going to need that later. And then you've got your crayfish all there in a bowl like so. Get a fair mountain of garlic and whack them all up. About half of a small white onion. And a little bit of greenery from the garden. I've got some parsley, chives and spring onion here. Get the garlic and onion going in a pan with some hot oil. Chuck in your crayfish. And pop that green stuff in a bowl for later on. I'm going to go a bit of pepper. Some salt. And a little bit of soy sauce. Once that's fried off for a couple minutes, whack it into another bowl. Fog up the GoPro. Chuck your green stuff in on top. And then let that chill out over there while you sort out your dumpling wrappers. Alright, so I'm not going to teach you how to make dumplings because quite frankly I'm not very good at it. And you can check out a YouTube video, find out how to make those casings for them and get them all filled up. Alright, no one ever prepared me for how difficult dumplings are to make. My mum never told me, my teachers never told me, but we got there in the end. And I did feel like I got better the more I was making them. I did use my beer rolling pin once again. Personally I used the Max 3 Wolves Pale Ale, but any beer will do for the rolling pin to roll out those dumpling dough. That's probably my best one. And you don't need to see the rest of them. They're pretty ugly. But their best one was the last one, so I think I did improve along the way. We're going to get them in some hot oil and we'll see how they taste. So here we go, we got probably my best ones and one that got turned into a bit of a money bag. Soy dipping sauce. Lynn's eating some too. What do you reckon?
Pretty good.
Let's have a go. Alright, so the final verdict on these, they're pretty good. Definitely would make them again. And thanks for watching another one. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.